So thank you for the lovely introduction, first of all, and it feels amazing to be back in my university 6 years later and being in TED. So, what does success mean to you? So the meaning of success for everyone present here is very different. For some, success means finding wealth. For others, it means proving yourself to the world or even to yourself. For me, at this point in my life, the meaning of success is very different. It's about finding balance. Balance in between a businesswoman, a young entrepreneur, a wife, a daughter, and now also a mother. So today, as we talk about our topics, defying the odds, let me share my journey. I was a student like all of you, the challenges I faced in being where I am today, and how against all odds, I still continue to work and be a mom and also a young entrepreneur. So as a child, I had big dreams. I was always the smart kid of the family that you might call, and I always had great grades throughout my childhood. And so much so that my parents made me skip a grade, and then they also expected me to top in the next one. So, but I imagine, guys, I actually topped in the next one as well. So my big dream as a child was just about getting into NUST, which is the top university of Pakistan, and it Hello, is everybody okay? I think that was an earthquake. So it does require you to have great grades throughout your childhood as well. So fast forward 2016, I got in the top 10 merit positions in architecture in NUST. So moving ahead, this meant taking another big leap in my life. And that was moving away from home at just 19 years old and starting my life in a hostel. And my family was back in Lahore at the time. So this was my first big step towards my independence, and honestly, I still would not say I had it difficult, only because I was never alone. My father was my biggest cheerleader, and I still remember he was a dad with 3 daughters, and he still used to talk about his daughter's achievements in every gathering that he sat in. And even to this day, he still claps the loudest in any room that I walk in. So we all grew up with a very clear formula: get good grades, be a doctor or an engineer. But one of the best things about this generation, about all of us present here, is that we are not aiming to achieve a certain defined career path route. We want to dream big and we want to achieve more. And if I had a penny for every single time somebody asked my parents, why is your daughter not doing medicine, I probably wouldn't have to work today. But this generation, we are built different. We want to do more, we want to achieve more, and we want to dream big. So doing a degree like architecture, and that too for a period of 5 years, taught me something invaluable. And that taught me to be a jack of all trades. And by my 3rd year, I was juggling between doing so many different things. Like a student, I was keeping myself busy all the time, and I was doing all of these things. I was working as a director decor for Olympiad. I was working as a graphic designer for one of my friends. I was doing part-time photography for an adventure club. So living alone, and that too at an early age, teaches you a lot. And to me, it taught me the value of financial independence, and then also having something that kept me busy day to day. And that's what kept me motivated in the longer run. As Leonardo da Vinci says, and I quote, "Learning never exhausts the mind." So Then COVID happened, and you all remember what a peak it was for all the young entrepreneurs and businesses out there. Everybody was looking out for ways to innovate, and that's when my real journey into photography began. So right before COVID happened, I remember I took my friends and went on a photo walk in Androon, Rawalpindi. And all I had at the time was a phone. And I remember taking some incredible shots with it, but I did not end up winning though. One of the things that I noticed was that 80% of the people who were taking pictures and were equipped with the best cameras and gear out there were guys. And the girls were just interested in getting their photos being taken, including me, by the way. But that was one of the things that sparked my interest in photography in general. And when I came back home, I started researching my ways to cameras, equipment, and photography in general. So I was earning a bit from some of my other ventures, and I thought this is the hobby that I want to invest myself in. And I ended up buying my first ever camera, and boom, I became the DSLR wala friend that everybody has in university. So I remember I used to go around the campus, take pictures of my friend, do conceptual shoots. I could only find a few images, but I had so much fun taking pictures. And I realized that photography, like every other skill, it is just a skill and not a gender-based ability. And it just requires practice, knowledge, and an artistic vision that anyone can develop over time. So that's when I started practicing my photography as well. And I still remember the first 5,000 that I earned from doing a 1-hour shoot. And I thought like, oh my God, that's like a week worth of meals from outside the hostel. And I felt like, oh my God, I'm on to something big. But how big, I had no idea at the time. So when COVID happened, everything else shut down, all except one industry, and that is the wedding industry. And you all know how weddings never shut down in Pakistan. So I remember what was happening in the lavish marquee started happening in the drawing rooms of the houses that you grew up in. And that's when I truly saw it, like the beauty of capturing moments in like purest form, no strings attached. And there was a slight change in how we perceived wedding industry in general as well. People wanted to see more candid moments and more moments in between. Like they did not want to see post photos, and that's where I found my niche in. So we all hear the big words: follow your dreams, find your passion, find something that excites you. And this reminds me of a theory by Tim Urban, which is the pixel theory. And it states that the idea of life itself is a big picture, but we live in individual pixels of the picture. So instead of being overwhelmed by the big concept and big idea of what life is going to be, and what are we going to make it or are we not going to make it, we need to focus ourselves and ask ourselves this question, that what is it that we have learned today? Like, what is the skill that I've learned today? And even giving like a small amount of time, say like 15 minutes each day, learning a new skill can lead us to great mastery over time. And by my final year, I remember I was fully committed to turning my photography into my full-time profession. And mind you guys, architecture is not an easy degree. And I was struggling with so much. I was working with weddings on the weekends, struggling with thesis deadlines on the weekdays, and also trying to find family time back home. So life really taught me the importance of balance. And through all of this, like, by the time I graduated, my business was thriving. Like, I was working as a full-time wedding photographer. And I remember people used to ask this question a lot to my dad. Like, aapki betiyan shaadiyan cover karti hai? Like, your daughter is a wedding photographer? And I don't know, but he never made it a taboo. Like, he always supported me in a way that it felt like I was doing something great and something different and something amazing. And he would really proudly reply to those people, yes, she's one of the most renowned wedding photographers in the country. And he kind of broke any stigma that could ever reach to me at that age. And I think having supportive men in our lives, be it our husbands, fathers, or brothers, they bring out the most strongest and resilient versions of us women. And we are always looking for them for our support. And soon after I graduated, I ended up finding my husband and marrying him. And he was also just as supportive as my father. So doing a degree like architecture, a lot of people also had questions, why did you not pursue architecture? But I think this was not about me abandoning my degree. It was basically finding my true passion and realizing the creative skills that I've acquired in a much different way. And when you go out in the field and you realize that the degrees aren't what's going to set you apart, it's the skills that you have learned over the period of 5 years or 4 years or how long your degree is. So when I say focus on your skill, I mean it, guys, because most of the jobs that look glamorous online and you think like, oh wow, that's such a good job, they require relentless effort behind the scenes. And not having a 9 to 5 might sound great, but now I have to work 24 hours. But the difference is that I get to be my own boss. So building business as a wedding photographer. Like one of the hardest things you see as a wedding photographer, a lot of things you see in front of the camera, it does look like one achievement gracefully leading into another. But behind the scenes, the reality is a lot different. At 22 years old, I was covering one big wedding after another. And I was covering so many weddings all across Pakistan. I think I covered around 300 or 400 weddings in Pakistan a year. And this did require me to travel, I think, be in 3 different cities in a period of 1 day, and then cover 3 to 4 weddings a day. But on the front, it did look like that everything was happening quite easily. But behind the scenes, I had to go through so much. I think I barely slept for 2 years, and it was nights turning into days over editing. And basically, to learn everything, you need to teach anything to your team or build a team, you need to start learning each thing from scratch. So be it editing, be it video editing, be it photo editing, you need to be the person who has to learn and who has to teach it to others. So this was 2 years of nights turning into days while I learned editing. And then also I had to live in 2 years for a long-distance marriage, and that is something my husband had to suffer as well after marriage. And other than that, when you see weddings in pictures, you see there's art in wedding photography, and you have to. It took a while, but you have to realize that everything that you capture, you need to see the vision behind every picture that you take. So I was lucky enough to travel and cover some weddings internationally as well. And it actually feels amazing to be from Pakistan and be a destination wedding photographer and to be called abroad and cover some beautiful weddings. So this journey of being a wedding photographer, it did teach me a lot. And it allowed me to travel the world. It allowed me to capture the world through my lens. It allowed me to travel to some beautiful places around the world. It allowed me to buy my car at such a young age. So I will just tell you, like, when you follow your passion and when you realize your passion, you will find yourself somewhere in between and you will enjoy what you do, and that's the best part of it. The only way to do great work is to love what you do, as Steve Jobs says. So, guys, one of the fun things is that you know that the wedding industry in Pakistan is worth 900 billion rupees a year. Yes, you heard that correct. So when I say there's work for everybody out there, especially in the wedding industry, let me tell you, there's a lot of money out there. So, and weddings do come at par with like 4 major goals of most of the households and most of the incomes in this country, which is about building a house, retirement plan, and the education. So weddings do play an important role in our country, especially at this time. So, okay, so one of the things that I also did, I was on after 2 years constantly working, I was a break in my city in Bahawalpur with my husband. And with just 2 months in hand, we thought of starting another venture, and that was opening a coffee shop. And we had no prior experience before, but we still managed to do it, guys. So with no prior experiences, I am telling you, we baked every single day in our kitchen for a period of 2 months. And within 2 months, we started from scratch our local coffee brand with the name of C Square. And it has been 1.5 years to it running successfully. And we also have opened a second branch of it in Islamabad. Now, one of the most difficult, most different. And 7 months ago, my life changed completely. I became a mother. And when I tell you guys, motherhood and work is one of the hardest things that I've ever had to balance out in my life. So after 7 months of working while being pregnant and then also giving birth to my most beautiful daughter, Irha, everything in my life completely changed. And now the late night editing sessions are also filled with soothing my crying baby to sleep. The wedding weekends, which were once only filled with excitement, also come with the emotional pull of being away from my daughter. But I still think motherhood brings a new sense of perspective in my world. Everything else has become much more significant in my life. I have started seeing love in a much different way, from the eyes of the parent who does understand the beauty in fleeting moments. And today, as I stand here sharing my story, sharing my accomplishments, I know you all are students and you all love hearing accomplishments of students as well. But one of the things I want to tell you, I'm not just sharing my story, I'm holding a mirror out to yours. It is okay to start small, it is okay to stumble and feel overwhelmed. I faced countless doubts and moments where I wanted to quit, but every single day I still continue to do so. But every single day I continue and I work hard to make it happen. And when I say balancing every single thing does not come easy, it does not come easy, but I still, every single day, I continue to defy my odds. So if I can defy my odds and build a life that I once imagined, so can you. Believe in your fight and believe in your story, and don't let the odds defy you. And today, as I stand here, 26 years old, I still believe that I'm at the start of my journey. And I hope that one day my daughter will be proud that her mom did right by her. Thank you.